Hi, it's Debbie LaChusa, the business stylist. And today's question comes from an independent consultant who's been in business for a while. And he says, I have been in business and I charge for my time. And I know you recommend not charging for my time, but can you give me some insights and some advice on how I would go about maybe billing a retainer but not charging for my time? And that's a great question, because when I was a consultant and I was working with businesses and corporations, I didn't have a signature program the way that I do now. I had a process that I did for clients, but I sold my time in terms of monthly retainers, and usually it was an annual contract, and every month they got billed so many thousands of dollars that were really connected to the scope of work that I would be doing. However, it had nothing to do with how many hours I was going to be spending working for them. They did not get an invoice at the end of the month that said I spent this many hours, so here's your bill. They paid me the same retainer every single month, and it was based on a scope of work and certain deliverables. So when I say come up with the outcome, what is it that they're going to have after working with you or be able to be or do? The same thing applies if you're a consultant and you're billing retainers. So I want you to think about the deliverables. So just to give you some examples, I worked with a client one time, went out and presented a proposal for a 6-month working arrangement at, I think it was $3,000 a month, and we were going to be doing public relations and sponsorship marketing. So it was very specific. We had a lot of activities. We didn't tell them, we'll work 100 hours a month for you. It had nothing to do with that. What we said was, at the end of this relationship, here's what you'll have. And this was in the proposal. You will have a list of all the top sponsor prospects to go after. You'll have a sponsorship marketing kit that you can send out to every single prospective sponsor that's going to really show you and what you have to offer in the best light. You're going to have PR exposure in the top however many markets. I don't remember what they were. This was many years ago. But we gave them those types of deliverable outcomes. We said you're going to have a logo that's going to represent you. You will have a tagline that's going to really represent what's unique and different about you. Those were the types of things. So it was very specific. We had a lot of time and hours and research, and I even had some partners that I worked with that did all the work to make those things happen. But my client wasn't paying for that time. They were paying for those outcomes. And I can tell you, we sat down, presented that proposal. It was, I think, a $25,000 proposal. They signed the contract on the spot and gave us the first month's retainer on the spot. It's a very effective way to sell. You don't have to keep track of your hours. Even if you're working with a corporation, the bottom line is, all they care about is, what are you going to do for me? They don't care how much time you spend. And if they do, it's your job to re-educate them that that's not what matters. And ultimately for you, the true benefit here as a consultant is the more effective you get doing what you do, the faster you can work, the more you make. Because if you're charging a high retainer because you're really good at what you do, and it doesn't take you that many hours to do, guess what? Internally in your business, your hourly rate just went way up. But you don't have a client looking at you going, oh man, I'm paying you $500 an hour, and going, what am I getting for that $500 an hour? That's a red flag. Nobody wants to do that. They want to pay for what they want to get. And that's how you should structure it. Whether you're a coach selling a signature program that is going to deliver transformation to an individual, or you're a consultant selling a process or a service that you bill based on a retainer, and you're going to get that corporation results, benefits, certain deliverables at the end, or even every single month, however you want to package it. So it was a great question. I hope that clarified for you. And if you have a question you would like answered, please send it to me at debbie@thebizstylist.com, and maybe your question will be the next one I answer. Take